folks. I wanted to continue my series of videos on the Profilux 4, and in this particular video I'm going to show you how I'm going to program the P4 to shut down my skimmer when the cover is about to overflow. So I'm going to be installing a couple of pieces of equipment. One is a Breakout board, and then also an expansion card that I picked up from GHL. So I'll be taking you through the install on those. In terms of the skimmer, currently I have this float switch that's installed inside of my Deltec skimmer, and currently I have this hooked into my Apex, so I'm going to be transitioning, as I mentioned in some of the prior videos, from the Apex controller to the Profilux 4. So this float switch is currently set up to turn off this skimmer pump when the skimmate inside that cup rises to a certain level to trigger that float switch. Anyway, let's get going. Okay, so the first step is to power down the P4. Alright, so once it's powered down and I've unhooked all the connections, I'm just going to pull her out. Then I'm going to unscrew the bottom panel here. Okay, so once I got the 4 screws on, I'm going to flip it back over. Going to take the top off carefully. Okay, so right here are the expansion slots, and these are the 2 expansion slots that I have to insert expansion cards. So I'm going to insert one expansion card, which will leave me one open expansion card later on down the road. So let's go ahead and do that. So in terms of what I received from GHL, this is the expansion card that I'm going to open up right here so you can see that. Okay, so that's the card itself, and you can see there's a port for a PAB cable, which I have right here. So I'm going to go ahead and insert this card into one of these slots right here. And what you'll also notice is that there's a couple of plastic slots that come out. And what I got from GHL is a slot with a little hole cut out, so the port for the PAB can be put right through that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just put this cover over the slot that's provided. And I've got these pins. I'm going to make sure these pins, all of these pins, line up within the expansion card slot. So I'm just going to be very delicate about it. Push down gently. There you go. Pretty darn simple. And again, the great thing about the Profilux 4 is I've just added an expansion card right here. I've got another slot for a second card. So the great thing is it's a space-saving design, right? I mean, I'm expanding the unit in terms of functionality, but the footprint's the same. Alright, so I'm just going to put the covers back on and put the screws back in. There you go. An extra port. So I'm going to install the P4 once again, put all the connections back on and fire it up. Then I'll install the Breakout box. Okay, so now I'm going to install this Breakout box. And this has got some terminals on it to screw in a couple of wires, and it's got the port for the PAB cable. So I'm essentially going to unscrew these 2 wires from the Breakout box and the Neptune and install them onto this Breakout box. And then once I do that, I'm going to connect the port that I just installed on the P4 to this Breakout box via a PAB cable. so now I'm going to add my skimmer to an outlet on the P4 power bar and program it to shut down when the float switch in the cup is triggered. I go in and select switch channels. I'm using number 1. And I select digital input under function. I'm also going to enter 5 minutes under blackout delay because I want to wait a few minutes before the skimmer turns on after a power outage. That will prevent an overflow since the sump will be high right after the power comes back on. And that's it. The skimmer float switch is installed and programmed. One very important note to disclose, I now sell Profilux 4 controllers, but I only sell or recommend products I personally use and believe will be good for my viewers. If you would like more information or would like to purchase a P4, please visit the equipment section on ReefBum.com or click on the link in the video description below. And if you're interested in purchasing a copy of my book, A ReefBum's Guide to Keeping an SPS Reef Tank, you can click on the other link in the video description. Many thanks for watching, and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button to be alerted to my latest videos.